it significantly mentions which projects will be tackled in that year, including the finances. Where is the plan, and where can I see it in the budget? The current plan is still under development and has not yet been finalized. What is the amount in the crime fund? Where have the amounts been going to? The balance as today is 8.2 million guilders, which includes the BZK funding balance of 3.6 million guilders. Voor versterking grenstoezicht, bestuurlijk aanpak, ondermijning en bestuurlijk aanpak. Spent placement of 2 individuals at Brasami, B14 Measure Country Package, FIU, Work Stream 1 Effectiveness and Compliance Training, en bestuurlijk aanpak ondermijning. Draft legislation. There is a new draft legislation in the making. How far is that draft legislation, and when can it be expected? The draft legislation is currently undergoing legal review. It is not clear which projects are currently on the crime fund. Budget-wise, where can they be found? The aforementioned will be formulated and incorporated into the 2025 budget. Police cars are being purchased through a crime fund. Based on what was that decision made? The CF is dedicated to combating crime, and acquiring vehicles is crucial in achieving this goal. I made a decision to do so. Additionally, vehicles are being purchased through the CAPEX 2023 budget, and the process for tendering is being prepared. Were they budgeted for? Yes, through the CAPEX 2023. What is the reason that the Minister of Justice decided to use the crime fund? Why wasn't it decided the same way that Ministry of Justice decided to tackle the holding cells through BZK? Why was it chosen to do it through the crime fund? The ministry has many vehicles that are over 4 years old and more. The amount budgeted via the CAPEX is not sufficient, seeing this deficit. As such, a decision was made to purchase through the CF, as new vehicles are considered tools to combat crime. Holding cells. How do we make sure there is no violation of the holding cells? Yearly maintenance should be included in the budget and is managed by the Ministry of General Affairs. Currently, there is no system in place for yearly maintenance. What is being done budget-wise to tackle that matter? Where will those funds be coming from? Funds have been allocated for the repair of the cells, and the NRPB is responsible for the project management, which is currently in the tendering phase. Additionally, BZK has provided funding for emergency repairs on the cell complex. The emergency repairs will commence next week, starting with the initial phase, which involves assessment. Through you, Madam Chair, the questions from MP Brugge. The BOA program started in various departments. Is that a project that has been completely cut out of the budget, or did I overlook it? The vacancy for the training coordinator position is currently open. In relation to the BOA program, a course outline is required for the course to be certified by the Ministry of ECYS. Once this is attained, then the program can commence. For each ministry, what projects or services would be affected by each of these cuts? Immigration, border, and protection services. The budget cuts have significantly impacted several critical projects within the immigration and border protection sectors, most notably due to the inability to fill essential vacancies in 2024. These include foreign detention center staffing. The plan to hire 6 full-time equivalent FDAs for the foreign detention center was directly affected. Without these additional resources, the center is currently under-resourced, which hampers its ability to manage detainees effectively and safely. This has led to operational delays, reduced capacity to process detainees, and increased strain on existing staff. Vacancies for key leadership roles. Section Head of Admissions and Residency. This role is vital for overseeing the processing of residency permits and managing a smooth admissions process. The lack of the section head has caused a slowdown in application processing times, delayed decision-making, and created gaps in the leadership that are affecting service delivery and policy enforcement. The section head for border control. This role is vital, especially with PJIA reopening, and the changes that are coming will require the adjustment of border control policies and the discussion partnerships with PJIA management to ensure seamless synchronization of immigration processes with business processes. The leadership in this area grants us the ability to ensure effective coordination across border control operations, adjust to challenges of irregular migration, implement enhanced security measures, and provide adequate oversight of entry points. These positions are central to maintaining efficient and secure immigration processes. The delay in filling these roles not only affects the functioning of individual departments, but also has the cascading effect on broader initiatives aimed at improving immigration control and border security. The Corps Police of St. Maarten, the cuts have significantly impacted the provision of police services over an extended period. This has resulted in hazardous working environment for the personnel due to the inability to provide essential resources such as vehicles and protective gear. The Customs Department. And due to the cuts, the Customs Department is faced with extreme personnel shortage. A total of 30 additional personnel is needed according to the function book to ensure proper functioning of the department. This includes policy advisors and judicial policy advisors. Due to the current ongoing investigation of staff of the Customs Department, the staff shortage is increased. The cuts also affect the acquisition of essentials like uniforms and needed tactical gear, such as bulletproof vests, riot shoes, and flashlights, etc. With the cuts, training is also affected, which, when absent, hampers their functioning on all levels. And this concludes the questions and the answers to the honorable MPs.
Thank you, Minister Lewis, for those answers to questions posed by members of Parliament as they regard the Ministry of Justice. Of course, now the MPs will have the opportunity to respond to some of the answers given, as well as ask any other questions they might have. Members of Parliament, I ask your cooperation in asking the ministers questions, that you try to lump them together as much as possible per ministry. It helps us with the recording of your questions. Of course, you know, you could have forgotten one or two, but if you could try for the brunt of them to put them together, it will definitely help the process following the questions and answers here verbally. So with that, I now look and I see that we have MP De Wever, who has some questions or comments regarding the Ministry of Justice. And we also ask that our technician checks us here to give the Member of Parliament, Heilige Martin, to make sure that she can take part in the discussions. But in the meantime, while we get that going, we have MP De Wever. MP De Wever, you have the floor.